Well, who's footing the bill for them anti-ICE deportations in Los Angeles? Well, it looks like it's an old billionaire target practice for funding the college campus anti-ICE protests. Well, the Trump administrations and the Republican lawmakers are seeking an investigation into where these protest organizers is getting their funds from. But the money's coming from unexpected sources. Looks like former American businessman, billionaire now living in Shanghai. His name is Neville Roy Singham. Well, who is he? Well, he's an American who made a fortune and then sold his company for $1 billion. But what's even more interesting is that the funding trail leading from him, we've found reports that he has funded groups like the People's Forum in New York, based organization that's been instrumental in organizing a large-scale anti-ICE protest in Los Angeles. And it's not just a one-time funding. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars over the years. The committee has been calling him to testify. He has ties to the Chinese Communist Party, as well as funding some of the pretty left-wing organizations. We've got detailed reports of who's breaking it down and funding this trail and the connection to the People's Forum group and others connected to these protests. But what's really interesting is where the funding is coming from. And we're not just talking about one source of funding. We found reports of him that is significant presence in India and South Africa and London, as well as, of course, the United States. Well, all of these networks of non-profit organizations is in his name, and he's getting more and more complicated. Alex Goldberg has been tracking Singham influence funding for a couple of years, and he's got a big footprint of various countries of funding and activism. He's funding ideology and authoritarian aligned ideology being pushed as American nonprofit legitimacy. Now we're getting reports of some pretty pointed concerns from lawmakers like Senator Grassley, who surrounded the alarm on the Singham and the People's Forum in New York based nonprofit funding by him. Even the IRS has taken notice. They've been asked to revoke tax exemption status for those organizations. Well, now we're at the point of where we have to ask ourselves, what are we up against? Well, another case of pushing forward on this brand of politics. Well, we're going to have to take it all in and come back to you. Well, we've been got some other stuff to say down the line, and we'll be connecting some more of the dots to the story. So let's get on with it. And so if what some of the key takeaways are here for today is that one of the main ones is seeing a rise in what we might call the modern-day Communist Party, or at least a return to some of the old-style ideology politics that have been floating around for a while. And we've got something now that we call a color revolution. And it's on the radar. That's a phenomenon that we've seen before. A big wave of pro-democracy uprising in countries like Ukraine and others. But here's the thing, we're not talking about just an uprising, we're talking about the people themselves. We're talking about something that's been organized from behind the scenes, and we've seen to wonder who's driving this movement and who's behind it all. And it's becoming more and more clear as we see it that some pretty deep sea politics are at play here. and that we've got a few more things to talk about before we wrap up. So we're going to call this the $1 billion protest, and so we're keeping up, and if we like it, keep coming back, and if you see fit of what you're seeing, be sure to give me a thumbs up, and if it resonates, hit the subscribe button for more. Pass it along if it resonates to you. Until the next time, take care, stay strong, and remember, respect begins with you. And keep it coming and keep it shining. And this is Thoughts While Thinking, and these opinions are mine, and it's adios.